Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, Astro-Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn, on this Christmas Day of 2023. As you see, it's just a matter of time before this year comes to a close. And I want to say also beginning tomorrow. Tomorrow will start the first day of Kwanzaa, all the way and end 7 days later on January the 1st. I'm glad to say I had the pleasure of meeting Ron Karanga, who started Kwanzaa. He was born on July 14th. And so I've been blessed to meet a lot of people in my journey, and very brilliant man at the time. So now it is standard. At first there was resistance, of course, as there always is, but he definitely was very convincing, a beautiful, beautiful brother that I had the pleasure of meeting. As you see, I have my special guest, our brother Francis Revels-Bey. We met on December the 7th of 1978. That gives you an idea how long we go back. And so it's an honor and a pleasure I have him. But before we do that, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by Manifest on Purpose. Now, this is very important because this is a beautiful, beautiful podcast. And I thank Miss Kimberly sponsoring. In fact, I've sponsored her show too. But she deals with the subconscious, which has always been one of my things, the power of the mind, which is why I tell you, you think for yourself or somebody will do your thinking for you. Because we all have gray matter. We got a brain, but do you have a mind? And that's what Manifest on Purpose does, teach you how to tap into your mind. And of course, I got to tell you, this is also brought to you by my brother, King Simon, all right, who is really a brother in every sense of the word, who has helped me tremendously. And this is very important that you purchase his 3-hour recorded class. The brother's brilliant, and every time I hear him or see him, he gets better and better. But that is part of the process. Also, too, we want to make it known that there is a fundraiser, or I'll think of it, but it's a fundraiser to purchase this book, Numbers Felt, Cards Dealt. This is a new upcoming book, and when I had Miss Levine on, of course, which is Jazz Aphrodite, our favorite moderator on Mondays, we talked about the book and how to do that. So she's going to put in the comment sections how you can attend and donate and send money to raise it, because I want to see this book published. I need to have at least 2 copies. Her mother's going to wrap one up very neatly, and I'm going to put that away. And then I'm going to buy one that I can use and abuse, so to speak, getting the knowledge that's inside of the book. So please make sure that you'll look in the comment section where she is going to put how you can contribute money toward the project. It's very, very important. So in the meantime, though, before I start with my special guest, let me tell you about today. It's Monday. I had this right. You know, I had Wednesday up there, and I said, what? So anyway, I caught that. It's Monday, December the 25th of 2023. The sun is in Capricorn. The moon is in Gemini until tomorrow when it moves into Cancer. Mercury is retrograde until the 1st of January. It's a 1 universal month, a 5 universal week, an 8 universal day. So for those that are Aquarians, or Aquarius like myself, or Pisces like my guest, or Cancer, or those born on the 7th, the 8th, the 16th, like both my guests and I, the 17th, the 25th, and the 26th, this is without question our day. All right. So with that said, let me get this out the way, folksies. First of all, thank you very much for joining us. I know this is a special holiday for a lot of people. I do acknowledge, Christmas. It's a very important day. At first, I was kind of saying, should I not? But what happens is my guest, Revels-Bey, called me and said he would be available and like to come on. I said, well, I'm a 7, he's a 7, and the day is a 7, and it's a Monday, so it's a double start day for both of us. So why not? So here we are. So without further ado, Revels-Bey, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine.
Buddy?
Straight out here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm feeling great.
Listen, You know, the year is over in 6 days. In other words,
Mm-hmm.
2023, the year of the seven, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would be your interpretation of the year numerically for next year, 2024? Because on Wednesday, I'm going to have Nina Diamond on talking about the cardology. I think she says next year is the Queen of Hearts, or the hearts, or something of that nature. So we're going to be looking at it from cardology from 2024. What say you for numerically speaking, my brother?
Well, 2024, that's very unique. One of the things is it adds to an eight universal years. So yeah, people born under the Capricorn Aquarius, like you say, they will
Mhm.
have an opportunity to make financial gain and shift and pay debts off. Also, Pisces and Cancer can do it as well. And people born in under the eighth sign, Scorpio, will be able to do it. People born in the eighth month. So there's a lot of eights rolling around there. And if you have a destiny number that adds the eight, or the birthday number that adds the eight, the numerical day, that's going to be able to assist you as well. And so, in fact, the Lion's Gate should be extremely powerful. The Lion's Gate date is always about August the 8th. And
Yeah,
so that ought to
exactly.
be
8-8.
equally powerful.
Yeah.
And there are people born on that day. I always take it up the 9 more days to the 17th, or actually into the 26th. So I catch the Virgos with that eight vibration, and I think it's going to be very good. It's going to be one of the things that people can do, is start focusing on it now. So yeah, it's in a few more days. This is the 25th, so in 6 more days it'll be the 31st, and then of course, boom, 7 more days. We kick off January the 1st under the sign strongly, even on the Capricorn. So it's going to be very powerful. It's going to be an opportunity to clear up some debts. Try not to create any debts. Try to clear your debts or get them down as low as you can. Also, pay attention to how your knees feel, your ankles feel, your elbows, your joints, but especially your knees. I would think about the lower part of people's back might affect them a little bit more. Also, in the neck, I'm feeling that very strongly with people. I'm
Mhm.
also thinking, something that really comes to mind. We look at numbers and we look at the stars, the influence of the stars and the angles of the planets. All of those do play in a very, very important part. But we also remember that we have all of that within us. And so sometimes we have to push through. And I know people always tell me, why are you doing things when Mercury's retrograde? I said, I got bills to be paid. So
Dealing with the reality of the
it's
world,
the only
right?
reality. So I
Yeah,
got to
because
anyway.
Mercury retrograde can come 10 times a year, you still got to pay the bills, okay?
Right.
That
I
will not hold up
still
the bills.
push. So what it does is, even though when there's a retrograde, I always say work through it anyway, because then when it comes around again, you're that much stronger.
Sure, sure.
you see,
That
you
makes
see.
sense.
So do the things you need to do. And here's one thought that came to mind. It was something I wanted to say to the audience,
Mhm.
and it says, "Do not allow yourself to fall backwards."
What do you mean?
Sometimes we talk ourselves out of opportunity. Now you might be presented with a good opportunity and you want to use common sense and be down to earth and practical, but at some point you're going to be pulled into an opportunity and you're going to feel it, and you don't want to be that person that when it's all over, it's said and done, everybody's going on and you still digging, and you can't get your car out of the rut, so to speak, your life out of a rut. So, what you want to be able to do, I think everybody should pay attention, is do a lot of deep level meditation this year. Really, really get into your meditations. If you don't like meditation, get into prayer. If you get outside, you like to run or bike, do that. That's a form of meditation. But stay plugged in on a higher level, because you're going to have an opportunity to really spread your wings.
Wayne Dwyer, the motivational speaker and author, once says, that meditation is talking to God, but intuition is God talking to you.
Hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I see prayer and meditation. They are the wings. They are the mates to each other. But also meditation is designed, and the way I've been teaching it out here, within about 6 months, people can knock on the door and the higher self will answer. So it's getting very clear, getting very open, and understanding that you are this higher self now. You don't have to think, can I connect? It's already there. The power of grace is already there. Compassion is already there. Empowerment is already there. Just like the late Reverend Ike used to say, the God within you is sitting on there waiting for you to call on it.
Yeah, yeah. He just got out a book. Can you show that book, please?
Oh man, it's powerful.
Reverend Ike was brilliant.
Really ahead of his time. Reverend
Yeah,
Ike,
yeah, yeah.
the
Yeah, he was born
extraordinary
on June the
life
1st.
of influence.
Yeah,
And his son Xavier, as well as Mark Victor Hansen, who wrote Chicken Soup of the Soul, and then wrote all these books and became a
yeah, because that was a popular bestseller, Chicken Soup with the Soul. But I
yeah.
understand he lived in your neighborhood practically.
Well, yeah, he lived on. I was from Long Island. I didn't realize he's right out there in Hicksville. And at that time, my good friend Reverend Maria used to live in Hicksville, so I
Yeah,
might have been passing him down the block.
brother, that's why this world is small and you never, never know.
Yeah,
So I
and
would advise everybody to pick up a copy because what he talks about, and I notice now his son is releasing snippets on
hmm
Instagram where Reverend, I saw him on Oprah Winfrey show. He
hmm
did a piece on there, and but all again, he is talking about the God within. That
hmm
which you want is within us,
hmm
and now it's common things to talk about, self motivation, visualization, and whatnot. And
hmm
so everybody thought, I guess, the media at that time thought he was just about looking gorgeous and riding in Rolls Royce and stuff. But he was, I guess, his illustration. If I can do this, you can do it.
Well, the thing is, when you get the book, you will realize why he did that. Because his earlier years, he was dirt poor.
Yes, exactly,
He didn't have any
exactly.
money.
A
His father
lot of
was a
people didn't
minister and a
know.
business person, but they didn't have money. That I think the dad left him and the mom, and he was just an only child. So, he had to. But he would say in the book, no matter how difficult it was, he'd go to sleep every night and he'd look at the ceiling, and he would see himself, try to see himself, driving the better cars and everything, and it started coming.
But that's actually a form of meditation and visualization.
Yes.
Because everything starts in the mind and then manifests in the physical world later on. You
He would
it's
leave
just that.
those congregations and he said, let's go into the theater of the mind. Those words alone would just put you like you in a movie theater, watching yourself evolve and come
Mhm.
and do. So, when people say, oh, he's just bragging, no.
No,
His earliest stages, he had none of that.
yeah, but
None
it's
of that.
interesting. I have a question to pose to you, sir.
Yes.
There was a question posed to me. Says, which is important? Is it the universal year or one's personal year, and why?
Well, okay. When a person needs to know their direction, it's the personal year.
Makes sense.
However, it's inside of the universal year that affects everybody anyway. So, you get to see how it goes. Like you got a universal year, you got the universal month, and
Hmm.
universal week, but you got the personal year, the personal month, the personal week, right down to the personal day.
Hmm.
So, to me, though, and I always do this, because my inner self is always taking it a step further. They both are important.
Yeah, yeah. I'm of the same way, but then we kind of think alike as long as we've been doing this.
What
So
a
that makes
long time.
perfect sense. I will say one more thing too.
Hmm.
There are times when people feel that this goes against the laws of God, especially on a day like Christmas. How could you have a show like this on Christmas Day? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like paganism. or we're being rebuked, as some in the religious body like to say.
Somewhere, somewhere, somebody's going.
Yeah, yeah. So
Them two brothers.
I have my way of how I address it. How do you address it? I'm sure people have brought this up to you too.
I even had many, many years when certain relatives didn't understand.
Me
You
too. I
know,
had a relative
right?
that did like this.
Yeah,
When she
I
saw
get it
me,
all the time
it
from
was like
different
poor
ones.
baby, you know?
Yeah, but here's the bottom line. The bottom line is we're here to learn. We're here to know. So people might say, well, it's negative this, it's negative that. Well, if you think negative, you're going to get negative.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
Deepak Chopra would say it in some of his teachings. Worry is negative prayer.
Whoa, that makes sense too.
You're constantly putting this thought out. When we go to sleep at night, we this brain of ours is still pumping. Blood is still pumping. Cells are dying. Cells are coming, being renewed in the body. We're consciously in motion. So I always tell people, I forgot who said this, but they said one person said something that was negative, and the person listening said, "Well, that you're right." And the other person said something is positive. Look at that person said, "You're right." So people might say the practice things like this is negative. Well, behind other closed doors, other secret societies, they're working at astrology, they're working at numerology, they're
Yes, they
doing
are.
ritual magic
Yes, they
all
are.
day long,
Yes, they
to
are, sir.
try to get to open the keys to unlock themselves. People, there are metaphysical, I call them the metaphysical Christians, and I know a lot of them, and they're
What do you
bishops.
mean, metaphysical Christians?
Well, they have learned to go to classes. I taught a brother tarot. I taught him how to work a pendulum, and he's right out there in Bloomfield, New Jersey. And he exercises astrology. He actually makes his congregation learn astrology, learn numerology. I taught some of them, learn tarot, what that is all about. And they do study these things, study dreams. So they just don't look at the dreams in the Bible. They say, hey, there's numerology in there, there's rituals throughout the entire Bible.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a person that can quote the Bible, but I come from a family of ministers, Christian ministers. But I remember having one elder brother. He's about I think he's a year older than my brother. And this was about maybe 10, 15 years ago. And he says, I'm going on this retreat. I said, yeah. He said, they're going to do meditation. I don't know if I should do that. I said, cuz you're going to be angry at yourself if you don't attend those meditation classes. The meditation will help you become more centered. So when you're looking at your Bible, you can go straight to something. You can meditate on something in the Bible. You can see yourself in the Bible, and the Bible becomes alive.
So in other words, you're
He
throwing
went on a retreat
to
and he
another
enjoyed
level.
it.
I know.
Mhm.
That's what I was saying. You're actually directing him how he can take his Bible studies to another level.
Well, he went on that retreat. He got so much more out of it. He said, he said, some things came to me and I just stopped. I said, those are your own fears.
Yeah, and it's the fears that keep people in control.
Yes.
And so it's interesting that when they talk to the masses, they want to try to knock what we do in the metaphysical arena. Yet
But
some of the
behind
most
closed
powerful
doors.
businesses, powerful individuals, including J.P. Morgan and Hitler and Napoleon and Ronald Reagan, you name it, from whether the past or the present or the future, have always studied the stars as well
All
as
of these leaders around the world have advisors. They just don't tell you. They have
kind of
their advisors.
advisors.
Yes, astrological advisors. They have numerology advisors. They got people in the crystals around them. That's why they're able to wear. They got somebody telling them what colors to wear
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
all the time.
And yet they want the masses kept in a state of darkness.
Well, because if they can do that, then people won't think. So
That makes sense.
if you do your
That
own
makes,
study,
that makes
regard
sense.
like okay, people say, well, you're fortunate in your state, you all have books, but down in Texas and Florida, yeah, certain books were taken out. Yeah, well, ain't nobody stop you from getting to the internet.
Yeah, because you can get everything on YouTube and other outlets like that, other
You,
platforms. Sure.
Audible, you name it,
Yeah.
ebooks, you name it.
Yeah.
So don't let that stop you. You are in a position to do whatever. I'm not an extremely articulate person. I just get hyped. I sound very articulate. Behind
You think
closed
it
doors, when
well,
I'm to
right?
myself, I'm stumbling and stuttering.
Well, let me say this, and my position on that too, for people who have asked me that, um, that my thing is if you study these great religious books or texts or whatever to call it, whether it's the Bible, the Talmud, the Tarot, I mean the Quran, call it what you
Hmm.
will, almost always the great tenets are the same. Like not only honor thy mother and thy father, put no other God before me, but especially when they say thou shalt not kill. And what
Right,
I'm saying is the majority of the wars that are going on now,
killing.
whether it is recent, whether it's the Protestant, the Catholics, the Hindus and the Muslims, whatever's going on, all of it is supposedly in the name of God. So my thing to certain three religious bodies that tend to have problems with me is name me a war fought in the sign of Pisces. It cannot name me a war fought in the name of any zodiac sign on this planet. Name me a war fought in the name of a number from 1 to 9 or the master number 11, 22 up to 99. It cannot, no one can name me a war fought in the name of a zodiac sign or a birth number. Not one.
Hmm.
So, and then they get upset with me. And I don't, I understand, but I don't understand because I'm trying to use some logic with this. And if
Right.
this doesn't kill anybody, what is wrong? At least what I do don't kill anybody. It doesn't try to take anybody off the planet. Uh,
Just help somebody think.
yeah, but maybe that's what it is to
Well,
get
yeah.
people to
If
think.
if if you're helping people to think for themselves, to figure out who they are for themselves, it's the same way we know big pharma. They don't want anybody really going into using herbs, so people have gotten smart. They take in people who were connected to Dr. Sebi, got smart, said, okay, you don't want us to talk about what he did. We'll create the product
Yeah, yeah, and
and
health
stick the
products are.
product out there.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just amazing how there's a sense of wanting to control. Um, it's Jazz Aphrodite had talked about that actually to some degree we are, you, I, and all of us in this metaphysical arena are kind of under some psychic attack. It's almost as if part of what we do is to raise people's kundalini, as they call it, their consciousness, their
Hmm.
awareness of things around them. Because these things have been here way before all these elites and the families of bankers and whatnot have all been here way before all this has come into existence. And you
Sure.
know what? It's going to be here after they disappear too.
Sure. I'm sitting around right now. I'm making videos and audios for my nieces and nephews on meditation so that
You
they
know
know
what?
how to use the meditation for themselves and gain information, teaching them eventually I will teach them about out of body experiences, teaching them crystals. I'm setting it up for them now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good, good. We are going to take some comments. I see we got some comments, but first of all, there's a couple of things I want to say. You got a lot of big things coming up in at the opening of the year. In fact, can you tell us about this one, please? It's on the screen.
Yes, yes. This is an update. I started back in September the 7th. Every first Thursday night, I'm doing a monthly workshop. They last approximately 2 hours long. The special fee is $97. And these are various topics that, I kind of choose that will help people graduate. I think in the beginning I talked about dreams a little bit.
Yeah,
Another one I did auras earlier this year, and how to scan, how to look for them. So I'm teaching these various things. People can simply email me and I can tell you what the topics will be because I've had them, I think, already set up what the topics will be for January the 4th, February the 1st, March the 7th. So it's a monthly workshop and it's online. I have a Zoom account. You come online, Eastern Standard Time is 8 p.m., Central is 7, mine, Mountain is 6, and Pacific is 5 p.m. And you get to learn the things you need to know.
Good. And this one?
I'm excited about this one. Woo, I'm excited.
Yeah, I
This
can
is
tell.
a 13-week course in numerology. Now, when I taught it earlier this year, it was 12 weeks plus 6 free weeks.
Really? That's
Yeah, no, when I did
that's
it this
nice.
year, man,
Right.
it was smoking. People will tell you we were on for 90 minutes, it stretched to 2 hours, and I had to clip the video. Sometimes I couldn't clip the video at 2 hours because information was just poured out of everybody. So whenever you take courses with me, any course, any meditation, even if it's just a workshop or a monthly creative pathwork meditation, I record all of them live. So what happens is you don't even have to take notes, just participate. Then what happens is when the course class is over, and everybody that participated, they get a copy of that video for their personal library so they can review it. And in case, they might have other additional questions and things. So this numerology is going to start Wednesday at 7, February the 7th, and it's going to run all the way up to May the 1st. May the 1st will be the free class because it's 13 classes, and every week something will be taught. The interest is going to start at 7:30 p.m. to give people a little bit more time, to complete some things to get on. The standard course fee is $400. Early bird price is $297. Now, I'm not accepting any money right now. To be fair to everybody, I'm looking for 15 people that want to learn numerology. The key to life is numerology, based on my book.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
and
that
this
is.
time is a little bit more simplified because the last one was packed with so much stuff.
Now, can they get this book now in advance in anticipation of it?
Yeah,
Or
they
is
can go
it
to Amazon. I'm
Amazon?
all sold out personally. So
Yeah.
you go to Amazon, it's $25 on Amazon. It's all ready to go. And the way that I'm teaching it, in fact, to give people some ideas. For instance, class number 1 is what is numerology. Class number 2 is it easy? What is easy to remember, the Pythagorean or the Chaldean system?
Hmm. Good question.
Class number 3 is how to read the numerical meanings found in your name. Class number 4, 9 ways to study the numbers in your name, plus repetitive numbers, missing numbers, and the 4 planes of expression.
Now,
You're
this
going
is in the book, or is it all a part of the learning course you're going to have
this is a part of the course, but if you get the book, you have the book as reference.
Yeah. Okay. Good enough.
That's the reason to get the book. You don't need the book. Like, let's say you start the course, you don't have the book. I'm teaching you stuff that comes out of the book.
Yeah.
So, that's the way I always do it. So, because when I taught it earlier this year, some people, I don't have the book yet. I can't take the course. I said, no, come take the course. And for people who are, striving to get into this course, from January the 2nd, that's when the doors open for registration. January the 2nd to January the 27th, I'm accepting an early bird fee of $297. Okay, that's the early bird fee. After that, January 28th through February the 29th, the standard course fee kicks in at 400. You can make it in installments.
All right. And there they see on the flyer ways of how they can go about paying for their reservations and locking that in.
Yeah, I'll send them all of that information.
Okay. And it says right there at the bottom too, this online course will be based upon the book, The Key to Life is Numerology, your name and your date of birth through the study of numbers. This is great. And in fact, what I'm going to be bringing up next year also, I'm not sure of the month that I'm going to work on, but
Hmm.
how to. There have been people that ask me how can they actually make a living doing this? You
Mm-hmm.
can, but you and I know, and Jazz Aphrodite knows, and others know who do this. It's not going to
Hustle
be
mode.
yeah. So now you,
Stay but you learn there's so many we had to learn through the years. Jackie Levine had to learn, and
yep,
Brandon had to learn,
yep,
and King
Simon,
Simon. A
yep,
lot
yep,
of this stuff was trial and error. We had no clue what was going to work, but when we found something that worked, stuck to it
yeah, yeah.
and just
And
keep doing it.
now we all seeing the fruits of our labors, and we're all very supportive of each other because I'll
Mhm.
support Jackie and King Simon and all of those who have come before you as well. In fact, you and I, of all the people I've been blessed to know in this, have the longest relationship relating to numerology, which is on December the 7th of 1978 when I met you. And we started out at the Tree of Life bookstore in Brooklyn, which is called
Man,
UCLA, which is the University
or
on the corner of
Harlem.
Lenox Avenue
Yeah, in Harlem.
in
Yeah.
Harlem. That's exactly right. So I think, and it's, so my whole thing is I'm going to let them know that if you think it's about a push button situation, that's not going to happen. If you think it's overnight, it's not going to happen. If you think you're going to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I crazy for doing that? Yes, you will.
Mhm.
Yeah, because all of us have done it. And but those who have done it, we've really mastered it. And it's taken some time, but it's actually made us better in our endeavors in following this metaphysical craft.
Well, it's also having fun with it. I learned how to have fun with the numbers. When I used to teach tarot to people, I said, "Well, how am I going to understand what these cards mean?" I said, "We're not going to look at the major arcana. Let's look at the minor
Mine,
arcana."
I kind of.
I said, "You got the two of cups. Every time you see two people together, two of cups, people partying, three of wands,
So you
three of
teach
cups
you teach it by association.
by association." So, in the beginning, you don't have to be quote unquote psychic because it's
Yes,
really about
exactly.
observing what is going on around you and
Yes.
let that speak to you. So
Yeah.
it takes time, everybody, but you want to have fun with it.
Yeah.
I teach my meditation, the classes out here the same way. If you were in my meditation class on a Saturday, it never fails. I tell people all the time, I teach with joy, I teach with laughter, and I'm the first one to tell the corniest joke. You don't have to laugh. I'm falling out laughing about it. They go like, "Really?"
Yeah. And they try to say, I don't get it, but that's all. And you know what I'd like to do too, and in the not so distant future, next year around your birthday of March, I'd like to have you back to talk specifically about the art of meditation, its techniques, and dreams. Because I've
Yes.
had people talk to me about dreams, and
Hmm.
every time we talk about numerology because that's our background. You and I working together, but you
Hmm.
are just as adept in the art of meditation and the world of dreams,
Yeah.
so people can understand that. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn to our comments and see what's happening. King Simon says, "Peace to the family. Peace to you, my brother. Peace to you." Let's.
King Simon.
That's my
Yes.
buddy. Let's see something. Okay, this is Gloria. She says, Gloria's thought. She says she's born on March 8th, a Pisces like you,
Hmm.
1971 at 9:07 p.m. So her son is in about the second house. Anyway, she says she was born on a Monday night, born on the fight night of Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier Thriller in Manila. Yeah,
Ooh, wow.
yeah.
That's
And in fact, I
amazing.
saw that. That was at the 369th Armory. I still got my ticket stubs.
Wow. You still got it, huh?
Yeah, the ticket stubs are somewhere in this house.
Mm. Well, I see that her destiny number is a 20 that reduces to a 2. And we were just talking about the 8. See, so for her next year, that universal 8 is going to be extremely, extremely powerful for
Yeah,
her. And so it's really don't allow yourself, Gloria, to have any form in your mind of any setbacks. And understanding that I heard one person say, let your setback be a setup. Learn from the setback and let it move you forward. So with that, keeping that in mind,
and she
you're
also
going,
made a note that she will be 53 and an 8, and then the year is an 8. So that's
yeah.
interesting. So her age will be in alignment with her birth date, which is an 8, and the year of the 8.
Right. And I got her pegged that when her birthday shows up, I have her pegged that starting a one personal year.
Me too.
So,
Me too.
she's finishing up a
Me too.
9 right up until March the 7th of next year. And then she steps into the one personal year. So this is like, 1 is about new beginnings. 9 is cleaning house, getting rid of the things that you no longer need. Sometimes you might have some partnerships and friendships that may kind of drop off too. Don't be angry about it. We all get them. But the most important thing to realize is when one door closes or one relationship is gone, a new one opens up, brand new thing, brand new people. So get ready for that. That's going to be very helpful. And being that her destiny number is a 2, but it's the number 20 behind it. 20 is a number of rebirth, transformation, regeneration. So 2 is all about details in partnerships, business arrangements, and agreements in your life.
Okay, good. And this is Sister Maya, one of our regular viewers each week. And to her, yes, Merry Christmas, season's greetings, all those other good things. And she is born on September the 13th. And also to the Williams, too. Steve and Carolyn Williams in Chicago. They've been a regular. He even sent something today. Thank you so much for that, Brother Williams. That's very nice. So, I mean, and believe it or not, I'm going on to the 3rd year of doing this. All right. And this person donated, Maccabi QT. Thank you so much for the donation, sir. Or lady, that's lipstick. So I assume that's a lady. And thank you so much for that. And let's see.
Someone dropped a very high powered one out there. High number
Yeah.
donation.
Let me see. Okay, let me do that a second.
It's in
Oh,
red.
hold on. Yes. First of all, this is Jazz Aphrodite. Family, you may contribute to Kickstarter by clicking here. Make sure you'll write this down. That's where you send the money in the publisher's book. We're going to see this book as published because I want to have one in my collection. Okay, so it's just that simple. I have very selfish reasons. All right, so all of you, please. And don't forget, Revels-Bey, myself, Simon, all of the people that I know have put themselves out here to do this to help humanity with no. Do you have any 401ks or any of that you made when you made this decision? Any
No,
or
I
is
lost the
it-
job. I lost the job, and then I went out to
I lost a couple of them.
I went out to unemployment, and that little voice says, "Go home." And then I was going down the stairs, said, "Do not turn around and answer your name. Go home."
Yeah.
They
Keep it
kept
moving.
calling
Keep
my
it moving.
name, but I kept going.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying I don't think people really understand the decisions, much less the sacrifice we've made to do this. Struggling how to pay rent and other things just to be normal, all in the love of helping humanity. That's why
Well,
you can't go wrong with this.
when we sacrifice like this, and we do it because people always ask me. I've gone into arguments, even at sometimes at different functions, and people are. I said, "Look, I don't work for you. I work for upstairs.
Yeah,
This is
you
for
can't go
upstairs.
wrong. Yeah, you can't go wrong
So
when you do
I can go home and sleep at night. I'm not going home sleeping with one eye open. Where who's going to hop the fence and come to my apartment?" I, as everybody, I laugh. I know it's not funny at times when you're struggling, but when you get in your 70s like we are, you just sit
that.
back and just laugh and realize let something scare me that was this tiny. And look at me now.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah,
me now.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
paying my bills. I'm
And I
doing
don't
good.
think any of us imagined when we started how this would be decades later.
We didn't
Decades.
have computers.
Yeah.
We didn't have
Yeah.
cell
I think
phones.
phones were still attached to the walls.
Yes.
You could only take it so far. Then the new deal was you had the portable one, and then that could only go by a certain range from one room, maybe to
Cordless,
another.
yeah.
Cordless. Yeah, that was a big deal.
That's all we had. And pages. I had tons of them.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. Everybody thought we were drug dealers too. The
yeah,
page went off. Okay,
full
so
of pages,
it's all that craziness. But I
But
see here what you're
now the
saying.
new thing.
Wow, this is huge. Thank you so much. The name is Shawane Lee. The date of birth is here's an 8. This is an 8.
Mm-hmm.
July 18th, July 17th, 1980, 2023 has been a challenging year for her financially and with the passing of her mother. Now,
Mhm.
what would make her numerically speaking saying that this year that we're about to wrap up has been challenging for her?
Okay, well, the 17 adds to an 8. 7 plus 8 is 6. And so 6 plus the universal 7 is 13, 4. 4 is slow moving number. Slow.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
4, eights and fours and sevens are the old soul numbers. So elders, financial difficulties, money runs slow. So,
And four
that's
is also
happening.
one of the health indicators in numerology from my observation.
Hmm.
There are three health numbers, which is 4, 6, and 9. The health is normally affected in some way during those cycles, and she's in a 4, and 4 is her opposition number anyway.
Right. Right. And see, she's born in 1980, which is a 9. So
Yep.
7, 8, that's 24, which is a 6.
6.
That's a
Yep.
life path number.
Yep. Yep.
It's been very difficult. So health situations, family situations, but the nature of the 24 is to learn how to take control of things in family and life and situations. Become like an administrator for yourself, but administer to self, oneself first.
Now, what kind of personal year would she be going through if that's the case?
Well, in the case right now, like I said, she's finishing off a 4 personal year. On her birthday next year, she steps into a 5, and 5 is going to be about freedom and movement and a desire to be articulate. But right now, with the 4 personal year happening right now, January will become a 5 personal month.
Okay, I need to ask you a question. You, Jazz, my girl,
Brandon.
and my buddy. I know it's an inside joke. But if you do the numerology softwares, and I've had several types of softwares,
Mhm,
they don't say that the personal year for her is a 5 coming up. Will start in January. They
mhm.
will say the year opens up, and then in January she'll be in a 6 personal month. February she'll be in a 7 personal month, whatever the case is. So I'm trying to figure out, why don't the software say, well, you're in the
Well,
4,
that's the way they
you know what I'm saying?
program those. But that's the way those softwares are programmed.
Yeah,
I'm,
but I've
I'm,
seen books like this too.
yeah. Well, this is what you're listening from Jazz Aphrodite and Brandon and myself. You're listening to our internal software.
No, but you know what though? But see, that's the beauty of how you and I teach, to teach our students to learn to be open, and this is
Yeah.
how things are developed.
Well, see, things too. Like I had started this when I used to be on your show a lot when you were on WLIB.
Hmm.
Remember, it closed out in 1987. In 1988, right in there is when I had this premonition like, try this. And that's what I'm doing now, way
Interesting,
back in
interesting.
1988. So I
Hmm.
used to meditate it on a lot. I used to think about it. Next thing I know, I was having clients popping up. So I became my own man in the street. I was asking people questions, and it seemed that my information was leaning or reaching into people who were drawn to what I was talking about.
Okay, but let's get back to young Black entrepreneurs, please, out of respect
Mhm.
for
Yes,
the recent loss and whatnot. So you're saying that they will be in a 5 personal year, but it won't actually kick into effect until
their
July
birthday.
17th.
Right, right.
Okay. All right.
So right now they're in a 4 from their birthday this year. 7/17/2023 puts them in a 4 personal year. Now they want to get the month vibration, like it kicks in on whenever their birthday is as well.
So you'll
Did it?
say in January, if she's in a 4 year still, that means
Hmm.
in January she's going to be in a 5 month. February she's
Right.
going to be in a 6 month.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to challenge the three of you. Okay, you, Jazz, and Brandon.
Right.
Okay, and we're going to get on here and we're going to read people and we're going to see which one fits. I mean, It's not that I don't. I've been,
Well, see, what it happens is both will fit. Both will fit.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
We're gonna take care, folks.
But let me say
Both
this
will
for
fit.
her too.
Yeah, go ahead.
She is a Capricorn 8 person. I mean, excuse me, a Cancer 8 person.
Cancer 8.
Her key numbers would be the 8, 2, and 7. Her best days will always be on a Saturday, followed by a Monday and a Friday. And her primary months are always in January, March, May, followed by July and October. Now, once I know her opposition numbers, which is the 4 and the 9, then that tells me if she lost her mom, it sounds like challenging this year because she lost her mom. I would say it would have been in the year that would challenge one of those numbers. So, for example, if it's a 4, that means she could have lost her mom somewhere around February or August. Okay, that's moved by the number 4. 5 is also one of her oppositional numbers, which means she could have also lost her mom in September or June. Exactly right. So these are some of the things. But anyway, we're going to flush this out. I'm getting used to this new concept, but I think Jazz first brought it up, and then Brandon brought it up. I says, "What are you guys talking about?" Then you brought it up. I says, "What?" So anyway, we'll figure all that out. But anyway, this is going to be her year, no matter how it's sliced.
Yeah, it's going to be a powerhouse year.
Yeah, and we thank you very, very much, young entrepreneur.
And you and young Black entrepreneur, use decrees.
What do you mean by
A
decree?
decree, like say, I am prosperous, I am healthy. Reverend I used to teach it. He
I
said,
was going to
whatever
say he
you
used that
say,
all the time. I
yeah,
am.
whatever you say after the word I am, you shall become.
Wow. Okay. This is Karen third. Karen. Oh,
Hinder
K
third.
and R third. Or maybe Kendra. What? Anyway, I know she's born September the 1st of 1978. What say you about this particular
Wow.
individual?
Well, that 1978, that universal year, that's a 25, which is a 7. And
Yes.
check this out. Now, when you pull all those numbers together, the life path number is an 8.
Yes, correct.
So the life path number is 8, or destiny number 8. And this means that when you have that destiny number, the lesson, people say the lesson to learn, but I no longer see it as just a lesson. I see it as a part of you that you need to bring forward.
Uh-huh.
So with the number 8, try to learn about economics, banking, contracts, agreements, things of that nature. If this is a person, because she's born in the 9th month and she's a number 1 person, she might work best for herself at some point. She might be, if she's working for a company, try to go all the way to the top. If you start getting out there and running your own business, you can do it. You can be an accountant, you can be a lawyer, you can be a judge, you can go into politics if you want to. You could be a creative writer, technical writer. You can be someone in the field of graphic design, designing websites. You can go into acting. There's a lot. But you just don't have to be the person on the stage. Be the person who becomes a director and a producer.
Some of the most powerful people are behind the stage.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So her key numbers are the 1, 4, and 5, and her best days are always on Sunday, Wednesday, and Tuesday. These are their best days.
And
Now,
this year was an 8 personal year. So next year on her birthday, she will enter a 9 personal year. So she's right where she's supposed to be, building.
all right. We're gonna resolve this one way or the other. Okay. We really will. And but the beauty of it is the way we have taught our students over the years and decades is to teach them this is how things are discovered. These are
Yeah.
how concepts are discovered and unearthed and proved valid over research and whatnot. So, the three of you might be as right, and I've been wrong all these years, but this is how I've been doing it, and it seems to fit. So that's why I'm saying, okay. And I know I'm being a fixed sign. That don't help too much either, which means I get a little set in my ways about something. But I'm always open to learn and to grow. This is from Dana. Dana, thank you so much. She is an Aries 1 person. Okay. And she's born at 3:18 p.m., which means her son is in the eighth house. That's where
Wow.
her son is.
It's
She's
interesting how you can do that. How
yeah,
you know where the sun is at.
yeah, yeah.
Well, this is what I get for Dana B. Her life path number or destiny number is a 5. The destiny
Yep,
year is 2012. So
yep.
try to think of if anything of significance may have happened in the year 2012, because that added to a 5. And 5 is about travel, communication, articulating your dreams, your thoughts, your ideas. Somehow, younger people will play an important role in your life. We got the 28. The 28, though, sometimes, not all people, not all 28s, but some 28s don't trust anything. So it doesn't mean that you don't trust yourself, but you might hear something and may not trust it. So that tells me the 28 can be a researcher. So they would study these things out themselves to see if they are valid. And that's what we hope for. That's what we really strive. We're here to make the student think enough that they're gonna go, I don't believe that. Go look it up.
And
Then,
that's
then they
exactly
go
right.
look it up,
That's
and then they
exactly
go,
right.
well, no, I found this, I found that, I found this. So the nature of the 28 is to find the resources that will assist you, Dana. Do that. That's going to be highly important. And on your birthday this year in 2023, you had gone into a two personal year. So it's all about balancing your finances, balancing out your relationships. Next year, you'll be in a three personal year. And that's all about creativity.
Okay, now this one is Javanka Magana. She says she's new here. She practiced mediumship, psychic readings, astrology, and tarot for a while. I'm also an artist in paint, and that makes sense. She's a 3. I'm just
Hmm.
curious about what you guys see and what I should paint.
Okay. Well, I'm not only am I a numerologist, but I also deal with my ancestors talking in my ear all the time.
Yes.
And what they're telling me to tell you, Javanka, is put your material in book form. So take some of your most powerful art pieces and put them into a book form. Create your own tarot deck because that's using your artistic abilities. Put that in so people can see that as well. I can see it right now. I can literally see a cover that's either bordered white or black with a gold trim, and you have designed your own card. Is right on the front. It's right there on the front of the people open it up, and you're giving your artwork, and you're having things that are coming forward about the art itself. And that would be very helpful. And being that you're a Scorpio person, born on the 30th, look how close you are to the eve, Old Souls Day, and all of that coming up. So 30 is deep contemplation. That's very helpful for you.
That's
Deep,
called the
deep
number of mental
contemplation.
superiority, the 30th.
Yeah,
Um,
because it's deep thought.
okay. Now, also, she'll be going into a Jupiter cycle.
Hmm. And that's prosperity. That's expansion.
Yeah.
Her destiny number is a 1, so it's about self discovery for
Yep.
herself. That's all very very important. And this year, when you entered your birthday, your personal year became a 2. There's a hidden master number in there. Follow your heart. Follow your dreams.
All right. Now, this is Brother DS. Okay. And he is born on November the 6th of 88.
November the 6th, 88.
Yeah, he has a 7 destiny,
Yeah.
7 life path, stuff like that. You know how I put it now? The
Mm-hmm.
way I used to do it for years, I'd say, well, you have a 7 destiny, a 7 life path, a 7 birth
Mm-hmm.
path, until it dawned on me that suppose the person I'm talking to don't understand the jargon, in each, whether you're a bank,
Right.
you got the jargon, if you're
Mm-hmm.
doing this. So I tell
Mm-hmm.
them the way I explain it now is the birthday tells me why you're here.
Yes.
And so, therefore, I says his month and date of birth says he would therefore symbolically be in the 7th grade in the school of
Mm-hmm.
life. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I tend to put it like that because we've all gone to school, we know whatever grade and we got to either learn that grade if we want to get to the next grade in theory.
Mm-hmm.
So I
and
found it easy.
and
I found
your
that they
life path or your
around
destiny number, his adding the 7 is what he also needs to pick up and utilize to
okay.
enhance, to bring things out further for himself. And this is very unique because 11 and 6, that's 17. That's another. We had somebody before that had the 17, and that 17 is like, to me, like an Aquarian vibration. Okay, so this is a person who has so much in the heart to give to humanity.
That
Okay,
makes sense being a 6. That
yeah,
makes
being the
perfect
sixth,
sense.
be in service. He could go into medical practices. He can go into holistic practices, and see his life path or destiny being a 7. Make it happen. Now, people might say 7s are perfectionists, but my new thing about the 7 is, don't try to be so perfect. Be present.
Yeah. Amen on that one.
Be
Because we
present.
do strive for perfection, but nothing is perfect on this planet.
Yeah, just
You
be
know,
present, which we know is be ready, always ready. But
sure.
be relaxed.
And by
Love
the way,
yourself, love what you do.
for his information, his numbers are the 6, 9, and 3. His best days are always on Friday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Hmm.
Okay,
And all
that
those numbers are very creative.
yes. In fact, Nikolai Tesla once says those who understand the 3, 6, and 9 understand the universe.
Yes.
And he was a Cancer 1 person, which I
Hmm.
think is ironic.
Thank you,
Okay.
BJ.
Um, this is your website. We're going to be printing it out. Jazz Aphrodite made sure that people got a hold of this.
Woo!
Okay.
Thank you,
Oh,
Jazz. You jumped
oh,
on
yes,
it.
it is. Remember, we was talking to this young lady. She said
Hmm.
she's opening up her own cleaning business. She's the one that's born on September the 1st. And you said you see her, if nothing else, go to the top, work your way to the top.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yay, yay. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now this person, this is a single male, May 14th. By the way, we're going to go past the 8 o'clock time. We're going to go just a
Hmm.
little longer only because it's a holiday and stuff. I want to make sure we get more people in. And I thank Jazz Aphrodite for hanging in there a little longer than
Yeah, I want to thank her for putting my website up there. Thank you so much for doing that.
she
Well,
did
here's
your
a
website too.
yeah. She put my website up there before, just before
Yeah,
we went to
yeah.
him.
No, no, she don't be joking. That's why I talk about it all the time. Okay. And I will continue to do so too. But anyway, for this male, May 14th. And notice he's born in all those 9s and 1s.
Yeah, yeah, that's powerful, powerful. He's born on the 14th. He's a Gemini. No, he's a
No, oh,
Taurus
yeah,
14.
yeah,
He's a
towards
Taurus
14.
14. So
Yes.
check this out. But the 14 in numerology is sort of like a Sag number.
Yeah.
So this is a guy, he's going to hit his target every time. Whatever he's seeking to do, he's not going to miss the mark. He's really going to push. And when I break down, see, we look at it 1 + 4 is 5, but I see other numbers there. I see compound number 10 underneath that 14. So he's an original thinker.
Is that the 5 and the May 14th? Is that how you get
Yeah,
into 10?
yeah, right. You look at that
That's like his first
14.
pinnacle. That's his first pinnacle.
You look at 14. So just the number 14 itself is
Okay.
10 plus a 4. See, so that compound number hidden in there is a 10. So he's an original thinker. He
Ho,
likes to
ho, ho.
plan
Can you
things
explain
out.
that to me one more time? How'd you do that?
Yeah.
The
When I
one
look
with the
at
zero?
people born from the 10th, a date from the 10th through the 19th,
Got it.
their base compound number is the number 10. So
Oh,
look
I
at
got
him.
you. I got you. I understand.
So
I
he's born on
understand.
the fourth. It's
I
the same
understand.
with you and I. We have
Yeah.
the base compound number of 10,
10
but we're
plus.
both born on the 16. That
Got
adds to
you.
7. You see,
Got you.
so it gives other information. He could take that 10 and that 1, both are talking about the
That's
same thing. 10,
interesting. That's
foundation,
interesting, Revels-Bey.
leadership.
Good.
4, organization. He has strong organization skills. But 1 + 4 is 5. When he talks about organizational skills, I think this brother can talk people underneath the table. He'd be an excellent salesperson, motivational speaker. I'm feeling that. And all them 9s in there out of 1999. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah. Yeah. That means don't take orders well. And
You
9 being
know?
global, universal, international means if he was to travel, here, there, across the country, or outside the United States, you would do very well. And since 5 is adaptable, the only thing being a Taurus, so they can be a fixed sign, which means set in their ways, all depending upon the full name of this particular person.
And you see his birth key numbers of 5, 6, and 2. Would you say
No, 5, 6, and 9.
5, 6, and 9?
Yeah,
Okay,
those are his
cool.
numbers. And his
Yeah,
best days, therefore, would be Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday.
yeah, and his destiny numbers are 2, just like the other person are 20
Yeah,
slash 2.
yeah, yeah,
So he's
yeah.
here to make things happen.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go Revels-Bey. That's all I'm saying. And by the way, the young lady says thank you. She
You're
says, okay,
welcome.
thanks. All right. So let's do yes, we did this person, right? Yeah, we did
Yeah.
March 17th. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Just want to make sure I don't forget anybody. This person, Tamar Jackson. Is it Kanye Red? Okay, she asked a question about did the person that you read, was it a typo error in her part when she was talking about that? I guess that's it. But now this is Teresa Sofel, I guess. Good points. Thank you. April 17th. Essentially, we're getting these 8s up in here, or indirect 8s. They were born at 10:31 a.m. So on solar year return of our birthday is the start of your personal year, although the calendar year starts also influences. Do you understand what she's trying to say?
Uh, yeah, yeah. You know, we're doing a lot of things at the same time. We got the astrological side of
Yeah.
analysis, and then we got the numerology side of analysis. And what I wanted to say, I didn't say it for the other person, but when you have birth date years that have double digit, because people say, yeah, I got a master number. No, it's governed by the year, the 1900s. So this person is born 1966,
Yep.
and that's going to add to a 4. Okay. Now, what is very interesting then, if that adds to a 4, 17 is an 8, 4 and 4 is an 8. So that gives me like a 16, which is a 7 life path number. But when I see double digit birth years, that means the person will change their mind often. So
No, but
sometimes if you
1966 adds up to 22, isn't it? No?
yeah, but the
Yeah.
60, yeah, it's adds 22, which is a 4,
Yeah.
but it's a double digit, the double digit birth year.
So
See,
this person's actually has a 7 destiny on the 7th
yeah,
grade.
has the 7 deaths. But what I'm trying
Okay.
to bring out is when there's a like numbers at the end of the 1900 year. This is
Got you.
1966. The other person was
Got you.
1988. So
Got
you
you.
might have somebody that'll show up later as 1977. We got the person before 1999. Those double digits at the end says that a person will change their mind. So it will
Really?
take them a little longer to make up their mind. So if you're in a relationship or a business partnership, do not rush the people with the double digits at the end. Do not
Yeah.
rush them into signing contracts, agreements, or saying a yes right away because they're not sure. They need to check things out
So
further.
in other words, if you're saying a person theoretically is born in 1922, 33,
Mm-hmm.
44, 55,
Mm-hmm.
66, like
Mm-hmm.
this one, 77, 88, 99,
99.
that when it came to making decisions, they're kind of hesitant, or they
Yeah,
take
they
their
will help. It doesn't mean that they don't know what they want to do. They just
yeah.
want to make sure they're making the right step.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Just want to make sure they're making the right step for themselves.
But that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and this is very powerful. See, you got the 8, 17, which is an 8, and you add that up there to the 4, that's a 12, 21, which is a 3, and then you add that onto this year right now, 2023, which is a 7. This person's in a 1 personal year, so they got a thing. They got, if
So
you're,
you're saying,
if,
as far as you're concerned, they're still in the 1 personal year until April 17th, where I have
yeah,
them in a 2 or 11 personal year.
yeah, but they're
Okay. Got you.
different aspects, but they
Got
all work.
you. Got you. Got you.
None of them give wrong information. They all
But you
work.
know what? You know what it's like talking with people who tell me, well, which one would you prefer, the Chaldean or the Pythagorean? They both work. They
Yeah.
just get you in there in a different way, a different style. but they
Mhm.
both work.
I mean, and when I do somebody's numerology chart, of course, I love the Chaldean
Yeah, that's who I wrote
because
with.
the Chaldean seems to pull out numbers that are connected to the person
Yeah,
in their
yeah,
name and so forth.
yeah, yeah. Okay, good. We're on the same page with that one. Good enough. So in this case, Teresa, you are an Aries 8 person, so that means your numbers would be the 8, 9, and 6. He's born the same day as J.P. Morgan, the famous financier. In fact, when the media in his day in the early 1900s found out he used Evangeline Adams, who was a number 8 person, she was February the 8th. She taught him astrology, and they says, "Is it true? Does astrology make millionaires?" He says no. JP Morgan says it makes billionaires, and that's what he
Woo.
became too. So
Wow.
that's what it is. And in fact, it was Evangeline Adams was taken to court in the early 1900s, have teaching or talking about astrology was taboo in New York City. And what happens is when there was a couple of people brought her before the court, and what happens is the judge gave her a chart to do. In 15 minutes, she erected the chart. She told the judge, whoever this person was, they were a young person, and
Mm,
that this person drowned, that died by drowning. It turned
mm,
out to be the judge's son, and
mm.
he therefore said it was a sign. That's how it became legalized. It's in her book, The Bowl of Heaven. It's in her
Wow.
autobiography about how she did
Wow.
that. Anyway, I'm back to that. That's so much for reading. That's the beauty of reading, folks. Knowledge is you need to
Mhm.
get your knowledge on. Bless me. Okay, this one is Chev Lolita. Trusting all is well. Trust all are enjoying the festive period and looking forward to a new year. Could you possibly read me? She is born. See now.
50, yeah. This is if you're from the UK or other
That's right.
areas,
Outside the country,
the
they always
day the
say
day is
first,
first,
then the
and
month.
then the month. So she's a Cancerian person, born on the 15th day, July 15th, 1994.
Yes,
So
she's born the
these
year
are
of the
birth years of 5. Her
five.
birthday 15 is sort of to me like a Capricorn number. Adds to a 6. And then you got the 7. So 11 and 7 gives me right there 18, which is a 9. So
Exactly.
her
Exactly.
destiny number is a 9.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So now what if we add this current year of her birthday, 2023, which is a 7, she's in a 4 personal year right now, and it'll stay that way all the way up until the depending on her time of her birth, all the way up until July 14th of 2024. She'll be in that 4 personal year, and then on her birthday it'll flip right into a 5 personal year. So while she's in the 4, organize, organize, organize. Stay organized. Try to keep things simple around yourself. That'll
Well,
be very important.
and here's what I see numerically: the challenge to number sixes is the number 4. And
Hmm.
since 4 is a health number, I would say there may be more challenges than she might need if she is not aware.
Yeah.
Therefore, to maintain her health, make sure that she, eats right, diet, exercise,
I'm
whatever
getting
the case may be.
respiratory, something with the
Yeah, 6
lungs,
does the heart, the lungs, the
you
upper
know.
part of, yeah,
Stay away from people who smoke. It's
that
not,
makes a lot
you
of
don't
sense.
need that secondhand smoke. And
That
it's
makes a lot
interesting.
of
She's
sense.
in the 4 personal year,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
you see the first name she put herself in. It has 4 letters, 5 letters.
5 letters.
So that's
Under the
5
Chaldean system,
pointers.
that's
Yeah.
10, 13, 10, 16. Okay, I see that's 10, 20, 20, 26. That's what
That's
that is.
8.
That number is the
Hmm.
26 8. So it tells me one of her parents is either a Capricorn, Aquarius, or a Libra, or born on the 4th, the 8th, the 13th, the 22nd,
Mm,
26th,
mm,
the 17th, the 22nd, the 26th, or the 31st of the month. Because when I did her name right quick in my head, it adds
hmm.
up to 26 because it says 1026. Yep, that's what
Yeah.
it is.
Power.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Power name.
Okay. Anyway, her key numbers, by the way, are the 6, 2, and 7. And her best days are always on a Friday first, followed by a Monday. Question. I have
Hmm.
met people, as you have, born in another part of the world.
Hmm.
They were born in the world, like I've met people in the Middle East, right? They're
Hmm.
born on one day, also in Africa, born on one day, but when they come here, they got another birthday. How do you
Hmm.
resolve that? Or what do you do?
Well, I think about 10 years ago I had somebody like that. And they said, well, now I can't get it. Like, for instance, the person was over there under the sign of Aries, but when they came here, it shifted to Pisces. So
Yep.
I asked them, what do you feel more like? He said, I'm headstrong. I said, so your Aries will withstand your Pisces no matter what.
Yeah, and don't forget when they said headstrong, Aries rules the head.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
makes a lot of
But
sense
they
too.
felt more comfortable under what they were born under. All their actions were the same, you know.
I have another
Um,
question for you, scholar.
mhm.
A person will come to me and says, my birth certificate says I was born on this day. My mother says I was born on that day. What do you do?
Well, I've used a pendulum for that. I like
Really?
I like working with the pendulums. I like to tune in from my higher self to their higher self, and then I usually get the appropriate answer.
Okay, well, let me tell you what I use. I like to use what is called a common sense approach, okay?
Hmm.
Because coming out of Harlem, if didn't things didn't make sense, what are we talking about? The
Hmm.
first thing I'll ask the person is, what what um what number child were you? If the
Mm.
person was the first, second, or third child, fourth child, I'm going to always go with the mother.
Mm.
Always. I don't care what the birth certificate says.
Mm.
Okay. The reason is because I watched the birth of all of my children. There
Hmm.
are things that a woman will tell you she will never forget. And
Mm.
that's when that water broke, whatever she was
Hmm.
doing, and she had to stop. Everything was on pause and rush to the hospital. Now, if you came from like our great grandparents where the children were like 13, 14 kids, I'd say things get foggy. And I do believe that's why in the South, the elders kept the birthdays of the children in the Bible because the midwife would come through, collect the data information, then they go to the hospital in the town or in the city, and then they would say, well, I think this one said they was born on the 12th. And then sometimes the way they would look at us, they wouldn't care anyway. The name would be spelled one way, although the parents spelled it another way. But I
Hmm.
really, really do believe that I noticed that in the South and in the Caribbean, that
Mm.
seems to be a common thing where it says, my mother says I'm this birthday, but the
Hmm.
certificate says I'm going to always go with the mother.
Yeah.
If you talk to the woman, very, very rarely does a woman forget when she brought life into this world. The
Hmm.
circumstances, the conditions, the day it was snowing like you know what, and I had to get my butt to the hospital. I had that baby in the car. They're just women could tell us tons of stories.
Well, yeah, they represent humanity. They are creation.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the mother.
You
I
know.
know what the birth certificate says, but if the lady says, well, and especially if she's the first and only child, that's
Hmm.
something no, we all have milestones in our lives. We as men, we have our certain milestones. Women have their milestones. But for them, one of their milestones is bringing life into this world. And I doubt
Yes.
very seriously if that's something they're going to just say, well, I can't even remember. I've never even heard a woman even think about, I don't remember to me.
Hmm.
So that's the only thing I'm seeing with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of that. Anyway, I just
Cool.
think that was interesting though. That
It's
how do you do
powerful.
it? But that's how I do it. Oh, and there's another way of how I do it too. Another way is I ask a health question. If the
Okay.
person say they're born on the 8th, that rules headaches, the knees, the teeth, the bones, stoppage of the intestines, or constipation, misdiagnosis by doctors. If they're born on the 6th, that means allergies, hay fever, heart palpitations, regular. The person that in front of me knows kind of what health challenges they have.
Yeah.
That also
Yes.
helps me eliminate it too. So that's mine. So you use the pendulum and I use the health approach. And
Hmm.
what number child were you born?
Right. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I was
That's
saying.
cool.
Yeah, so that's how I get to it. But see, we all learn. We all learn. That's how we got to do this, man. You know? Okay, this is Rashonda Booker. Her date of birth is February the 15th, 1981. Her birth time is 1:30 a.m. Can you tell about the year in finances? She wants to know about
Right.
finance. She's February 15th
February 15th.
of
So
71.
that's another eight. So, and this year is a universal seven. So she has gone into the sixth personal year. during this time, this is what I'm feeling that you might want to look at. Um, I'm already seeing that since you're born on the 15th of February, you're very strong with counting your money, your budget, what you're doing all the time. What you want to make sure right now is stick to a budget. There's some old-fashioned methods. People, uh, Reverend Maria DeAndrea does it a lot. She says, "I got my envelopes ready." I said, "What you mean?" She says, "I got the envelope set up for the light bill, the cable bill, the gas in my car, and as
There's
the
some
money,
people that do that. There's some
and I
people that
like,
actually do that.
and they know what each envelope, what they need, and so as the money comes in, they put in the envelope, put in the envelope. Next thing you know, they got their things are set. So for Rashandra, one of the things you want to do, you've got this 15 Capricorn vibration inside of Aquarius. So what you want to keep doing for yourself is magnifying your consciousness about money. You'd be great to follow Reverend Ike. Thinkonomics.
Yeah, yeah.
how
I like
how
that
to pull,
economics.
how to
Yeah.
pull money towards yourself. That's going to be very, very important. And see, when I look at everything, your life path number adds to 8. So that adds to 8. You're on the sign of Aquarius, then you got the 15. So here you got all these numbers pushing you toward maintaining your finances. So if someone comes up to you during this year before your birthday ends and say, "Hey, can I borrow some money?" No, you have nothing. Not that you in your heart you might say yeah, but I'm saying don't do it.
The reality check is otherwise. That's what
Yeah,
you're saying.
don't do it because 9 times out of 10, the person's not in a position to pay you back. So if someone says, "Hey, come up to you, can I borrow $100?" You gonna have to think, "Do I have 3 times that amount in the bank? Even twice that amount? If I don't loan it out." Never take, even when I teach my students, I said, "Well, I only have a very little for this class." I don't take their last dollar. Mm-mm. I tell them build on it first, then come back. Let's see what you. I don't never take a person's last buck.
Me neither. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Because
Essentially, very similar in that
you
regard.
want to seed into their life. So I'll seed into their life, but I won't take their last.
Yeah, we're very similar in that regard too. I won't do that. No.
So
Mm-mm.
for her destiny is an 8. Her personal year number right now, that she's completing off between this month and next month, and going into February up to February 14th. She's in a 6th personal year. Just take care of home. Take care of home base.
Okay,
Take
we're
care of your
going for
family.
another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Africa Forever donated $5. Thank you so much for that. This is a sci-fi fantasy girl, March 24th of 1981. What say you about
Aries.
Ski?
Ooh, so that's I see all these sixes and things. We used to do the radio shows. We have certain numbers but follow sixes and
And
eights.
it's still
Seven.
the same. It's
Still
still
the
the
same
same.
thing
There will
that's
just be
going
a
on.
pattern of
You
numbers that come through.
you know. So what I'm picking up is right now her life path number is a 1. We've had a lot of
Yes,
that tonight.
that's
A
correct.
1 life path
Correct.
number or
Yep.
destiny number. And then you got the 324. So 3 and 6, that's 9. So she's in a 7 personal year right now. From March 24th of this year all the way to March 23rd of next year. She's in a 7 personal year. Get in touch with your spiritual self. If you're a prayer warrior, do it. If you love meditation, do it. You need quiet time, do it. The more you get in touch with yourself, the stronger you're going to be for next year when you turn into the 8 personal year.
Okay. All righty. And by the way, she's an Aries 4 person, so your numbers are the 6, 9, and 3, and your best days are always on a Friday, Tuesday, and a Thursday. And she's been blessed with 50% of the year in her favor, which is March, April, May, October,
Mm-hmm.
November, and December as well.
Mm-hmm. We'll keep
All
turning
right.
things out.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go here. Uh, This is a Jackie Fillmore wishing you and Brother Francis on an amazing and wonderful season of love, peace, and blessing abundance for the new year from Temple Hills. Jackie Fillmore,
Jackie.
thank you. If
I
you say
love
that, you know
Jackie.
her, right? Like that's my girl. You know her?
Yeah, yeah, that's one of my students.
All right, all right. Yeah, she said
Jackie's deep. Jackie's deep.
it. Well,
Everybody
Jackie,
that
thank you so
follows is
much.
deep. You know?
Yo, Jackie don't play, huh?
You know, she don't play. She's a Pisces person too.
Okay, now what if now this is interesting. Denisha Hanson, 22285.
Mm, mm.
What say you about this particular individual?
Master number 22.
Yeah.
Well, look at this. Now everybody's there's a lot of people say, I wish I was born on a master number. I said, don't do that. They say why? Because master number people don't have it any better than a person born on a non-master number, because things are more intense for them. The
Yes.
22, though, is the 11 is the ability to have a dream. The 22 makes the dream happen.
Well, Jazz Aphrodite had put it that with a master number like 11 or 22, to whom much is given, much
Mhm.
to whom much is given, much is required.
Yes.
So people like to have these numbers, but are they able to live up to those numbers? Live
Ooh,
up
baby.
to those,
It's rough.
those
It's rough.
yeah.
Now, her destiny number, she's born 2/22/1985. Look at this. She got 2/22, which is a 4, and her destiny number is a 2.
Yeah, yeah. So
A
that
lot
means
of
she
twos
brings to
in
the table
there.
a lot of sensitivity.
Yeah, a lot of sensitivity. Pay attention to your feelings.
Yeah.
This is going to be very unique here. So, and you might find this year may have been moving slow. It's a 4. So it's all about structure, analysis, simplicity. That's all this year has been for you, Donitha. Because then next year you move into the 5, which is about changes. So you're a
Okay. Now I have
Pisces
a question
person?
for you, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is, let's say you got somebody born on the last day of the year coming up in 6 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that means this has been the whole universal year of the 7th.
Yeah.
That means they've lived the whole universal year. The 7 has gone past them and they're in a 6. Is that what you're saying to me?
Well, because you're taking their birthday,
Yeah.
born February the 22nd.
No, I'm
Okay.
talking. I know we got her straight because her
Right.
numbers are the 4, 1, and 3.
Yeah.
I
So
understand Denisha.
if the person's birthday showed up on the last day of the year,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, well, when is their next birthday? The following year. So that
Well, does
time,
that see? Here's what I'm saying. But this whole year has been the universal year of the 7, right?
yeah, but their birthday didn't show up till the end of the year.
So that means she's been living in a 6 personal in a 7 universal year. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Just I'm gonna get this straight.
And then when her birthday shows up next year, the day before her birthday next year, that's where that number's running.
So she'll be a 7 living through a. So in other words, next year she'll be a 7 living through an 8 universal year. So the
Yeah,
universal year will always be 1 year ahead of her personal year.
yeah. So, but I mean, birthdays are digitized at a certain point. So this is why I see it that way,
Understand? I understand.
because
Understand.
that's where the birthday is. It didn't come before, it didn't come out, it came at that point.
I see that too. Okay. Okay. I've got to get this in my head. I'm not quite settled with this yet, but
You're
it's,
gonna
it's
get Richard Woods on me. Watch.
I'm gonna
he's
have
like,
Richard Woods on too. He's good. Richard Woods is good,
yeah, he's very good. I like what he
He's
does.
excellent. Trust me.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
his birthday is on the 31st of
yeah.
January. So
Everybody that's ever studied with you, Lord, is got some unique skills. We have family members that call us crazy.
as I said, I have an aunt that does like that.
Yeah, but we
And
know
she's
our stuff.
serious too. Yeah,
We
yeah,
exercise. We do what
yeah,
we need to
yeah.
do.
So
Universe finds favor.
now this is Aiden. Aiden is July 26.
Mm-hmm.
So what say you about Aiden?
He's a number 8 person. Look at that.
Yeah.
26. It would
Yeah.
be good for him to maintain character of who he is, find joy, find laughter in his life. That's going to be very important. He's born
And he
in
would also have an 8
2009.
destiny, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. We're going to
Yeah,
double
he
check
has
it
an
on
8
him.
destiny. He's born in 2009.
Yeah, so he's got an 8 destiny. So back, it's intensive. It's really intensive
This
for
is for
him
him. Yeah, that definitely.
because when you have a birthday number that matches your destiny number or life path number, that makes you more sensitive to what it is. Also, it causes you to push more, to really push and be more aggressive, more assertive for yourself. Now we got him. See, that's 878 is that 6. He's another one. 2023 was a universal 7. So 6 plus 7 is a 13, which is a 4. 4 vibration in there.
Well,
So
hmm
it's going to be highly important for him. Almost act like a Scorpio.
interesting.
Be intense, go after what he wants, but take his time doing it.
Well, we're going into 90 minutes, so we're going to just take
Yeah.
3 more, and then we're going to
Okay.
announce your classes again. And this
Mhm.
is Richard Gutierrez. Thank you so much for the donation, sir. They're born on June the 5th of 1998.
June 5th, 1998. Well, look
Yes.
at that. He is born in the year of a 9.
Yes, exactly.
And look at that. 6 5 is 11. So he has that 20, which is a 2, as a destiny life path number. So it's all
Mhm.
about balance for Richard here. It's very, very important to be balanced. Also pay attention to how he feels in his stomach and his intestinal tract. Make sure he's eating properly, getting a lot of water into his system, getting some exercise. I'm also feeling he needs to rest more so than anything else. And all
That
the
makes perfect sense to me, being a air sign with an air number, which is always our sense of restlessness, mobility, variety, movement, and whatnot. And in fact, if somebody was dating him, and I noticed with five is all over the place. And I always tell
yeah,
it whether a man is dating a woman's dating an air man, or a man is dating an air woman, the
mhm,
secret to holding on to them is let them go.
yeah, yeah,
Normally,
yeah.
my experience has been when a 5 person settles down, it's with that person that gave them enough breathing room. At
Hmm.
first, it's cute, like, yo, boo, where you going? When you coming back? Every day doing that novelty wears off like in about 2, 3 days.
Yeah,
But if you
and
really
and,
just
and
let them follow their path, they normally would say, when I settle down, this is the one I'm going to go with.
right now he entered a 9 personal year on his birthday this year. So from 6/5, June 5th, 2023 to June 4th, 2024, he's in a 9 personal year. Watch out for arguments, Rich. Don't
And
let people
accidents, injuries.
injuries and sharp things
Yeah, yeah.
and
Guns, knives.
chemicals
Yeah,
and knives,
yeah, yeah.
but also
Because
just
the
pay
name
attention.
Richard adds up to a 9, which is very interesting. You
Mhm.
said that.
Yeah, and so see, one of the things he wants to pay attention to, he's a very passionate person. So five's a pat. Oh, also, he should be very handsome looking or very young, because the five. We didn't
Yeah.
say that for
5 is the number of
14.
sex attraction.
Yeah, so 14s and 5, 23, 5. These are people who look younger than their age. So women of opposite things will be attracted to you all the time.
And I will say this, looking at his name right quick, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twos. Two, I
Mm.
find it, and when I see a man with a lot of twos in the name or 2 in the birthday, I will
Hmm.
tell them that women are a blessing and a curse. So if he is good looking or
Hmm.
handsome or
Hmm.
attractive according to the birth number, I would
Hmm.
say part of his blessing is, yes, he might get some women, but there's always going to be some drama.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, Richard. That's all. But that's why we do these
Be
things.
selective of who you have around you.
Yeah,
That's what that means.
yeah,
Male
yeah.
or female, be very, very selective.
Okay, let's do 2 more, and then we're gonna wrap this up because I want to make sure that. Uh, oh, Richard said y'all got it. Okay, all
Thank
right.
you.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what happens. Let's see. This is Macabre. She says, "I sent 2 super chats and you skipped me 317." We just read her.
Did
Well, we
we?
just read you.
Hold it. Let's see. Let's see. Let's
No,
see.
no, no. Because I remember the red lipstick symbol. That's why I know. And she's a Pisces born one day after you. That's how I know too. So we read her. She may have missed it. Now, what you can do if you missed it, which you did, we did not skip you. You missed it. And about 5 minutes after this show is over, you can see it on YouTube. So go to YouTube and click in Numbers and You. That is the name of my channel, named after my best-selling book, Numbers and You. And you can see it, and you see we addressed this. We talked about her because she a couple of things stood out. The red lipstick, so I knew right away it was a woman. And then she's born on the 17th, one day after your birthday. And this I know.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm so sorry you missed it, but actually, if you go to a YouTube right after this show is over, about 5 minutes, give it about 5 or 10 minutes, and it'll kick in. You can see it, and you see we talked about you, and we talked about you in a nice way too. And we talked about you in a good way too. Okay, so I'm just saying. So sometimes people miss it. It happens. It happens sometimes. That's it. Aiden said thank you. Oh, she said we thought she did.
Okay. Well, look, this what I'll do. If it's not in there, then email me at, this is just for her. Email me at iam.circleofgrace1 circleofgrace1 @gmail.com.
I'm sure we read her. I pay pretty close attention. I really do. Now, Mercury's retrograde, and it's possible I could have made a mistake. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is just for her.
Yeah.
So just email me if it's not in there. So it's 90 minutes you got to go through. But if it's not in there, then email me, give me all of that, and I'll do it for you.
Okay.
I'll give you a quick analysis through email. But that's only for her.
Okay. Let's just take one more briefly, and that will be a wrap of how people can get in touch. So let me see. Okay. It's not honest. Thank you. I think she's young lady. We're not trying to take advantage of you. Okay.
No, but I'm saying if
this
if
is
for
what
any reason it is not there, then
no.
email me
This
at
is her
IAM.
response. It is not honest. Thank you. We are
Well,
honest. I do believe we read her. Now, I will say this. If you see we read you, then be honest enough to acknowledge it on Wednesday. Okay. But I remember, because I kind of remember so I don't duplicate myself. So anyway.
Well, I'm just saying if it shows up that somehow it's missed, email me and I will answer you. I will give me
Yes,
your birth
email me and I'll
data.
answer you so you'll get 2 for 1. Because
Right.
we don't want you to feel that we ripped you off, dear. Not on Christmas Day. Anyway.
No.
That's not the way to start a day such as this, trying to rip somebody off. That is not our style. And people who know us know that don't even sound like us. Okay. So anyway, let's take one more. This is whoops. This person here is
he's asking, this person is asking us to do
this is February 5th of 1956. 3 NENLT.
Okay. Yeah. We did their birthday. They want to, can we interpret that one? So
we did February 5th already?
No.
Oh,
we did his. He's asking for someone born on February 5th. Let me just get it.
Okay, you want to do that before we wrap up?
Oh, yeah. So 2/5/1956. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, the nature of the 5 is youthful.
Yeah.
Young at heart. Good with words, can be very articulate, sometimes look younger than you do when people see your numbers like this, okay, for this individual. And so here is something that we want to point out. So I want to make sure I get it right. Here's another person who has a destiny number, which is a 2. And 2 + 5 is 7. So right now, this person born February 5th, 1956, is going through a 5 personal year. and it will stand that way until the birthday shows up. So right up to February 4th of 2024, they will be in that 5 personal year, which intensifies the birthday number, which is a 5 itself. So,
Oh no, wouldn't they listen?
mhm.
If this person is February the 5th, didn't aren't they in a 5 already? They were in a 4 until February the 5th of this year, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're in a
So this
5, and
person's a
then
5,
and
but they'll
then
be in a 6 person year
right,
next year.
they'll jump into a 6 on their
Okay.
birthday next
All right.
year. That's what I
Okay.
meant.
Good
Yeah.
enough. Good enough. Cool.
So that 5 and 5 is really intensive energy.
Okay. See, I know Mercury's retrograde, so there's a lot of confusion over the littlest thing. So that's it. But listen, I
Yeah,
want to thank you.
very
But before,
powerful.
so by the way, three NELT, your key
Hmm.
numbers are the 5, 1, and 4. No, excuse me, the 5, 4, and 1. And your best
Hmm.
days are always on a Wednesday first, a Sunday, and a Monday. So I thank you. I thank everybody for staying on. This is your um, let me get your banner off first because I want to make those announcements again. Here we go. And we ain't even talk about your books, but
Okay.
we did a marathon today, but I want to make sure that people get a gist of. Please explain these two events you have, upcoming events, please.
Right. This is first Thursday night workshops done online. Okay. The next one is January the 4th. Then there's February the 1st, March the 7th. If they would like to know more information, I'll tell them the topic that I'm going to be talking about. It's $97. It's a special fee for it because it's 2 hours long and it's interactive. And I record everything. I record all my workshops, all my courses. So after it is over, each person that is paid into it will receive the video copy for their personal library.
That's nice. That's
You
nice,
know,
Revels-Bey. And your second one?
that is the new 13-week course from February the 7th, Wednesday, through May the 1st. The 13th class will be absolutely free. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of information. When I taught it earlier this year, it was like 18 weeks, 12 paid classes, and six free
Now I know how
classes.
you roll. You get
You know,
into it. Yes. You get,
so but the standard course fee is 400. The early bird fee is 297. At payments will start being accepted January the 2nd. So January the 2nd through January the 27th is when you got to get your early bird fee paid up, 297. After that, January 28th through February 29th, this is the leap year, so you get an extra day in that month of
yeah.
February.
Yeah.
You're going to pay $400, but you can pay it in installments.
I
I
don't
work
see why
along with
people
everybody.
pay $400 when they could save themselves some money. To
Save
be honest.
$103.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So yeah, and it'll be each of those classes, a minimum of 90 minutes, maximum of 2 hours, starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's very, very important.
Revels Bay, I enjoyed this, man. I enjoyed this very much, and this is how you can get in touch with him. My brother Francis E. Revels-Bey,
Yes.
numerologist. I would say numerologist extraordinary. Okay, that's what if I had to put another adjective to it, that's how I would make it.
Well,
Author.
next year, hopefully by spring, between my birthday and my late mom's birthday, book number 7 will be out, but it won't be dealing with numerology.
Really? What's going to be
Yeah.
the subject?
It's gonna be how to get in touch with your higher self.
Okay, well, we got to have you back on to talk about that too.
Yeah, as
And
soon as that
he
book is
is
ready.
and he has a creative pathwork meditation. His site is circleofgrace1.us. His contact number, please, is 505-220-2583. His email is
Right.
iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. And the Cash App, please support the brother, please. That's Cash App, $Francis F. No, Francis E. Rebels
Rebel
Bay.
Bay.
So before I wrap up, I do want to let you know, just hold on 1 second, because you're gonna have the last word, all right? So I just want
Okay.
to make some announcements right quick, and then I'll have that. Let me just go here a second. I enjoyed this. Uh, Wednesday, the last day of the show, we're gonna have Nina Diamond. As you see, That was before her name is changed. It's now spelled N-E-E-N-A. We're going to have her. She's going to be talking about the car. She also has a new book that she's published and whatnot. And please pick up the December newsletter for what is left of it. And also for those that would like to do so, please subscribe to my A Star 8 app. It's a numerology app designed to really make sure you're in the right place at the right time. Now, I've reached out to my developer, so any concerns you got, just go to a star8llc@gmail. Tell me your concerns. I'll pass it on to them, and they will resolve it for you. And I got a promise today that will be resolved immediately. So for those of you who are in the TikToks, I do this. I also have a class on for TikToks just for beginners under TikTok and stuff like that. So before I close, I want to thank my two sponsors, which is my brother, King Simon. Please purchase his 3-hour recorded. The brother is deep. And in fact, he and I they did a thing, Brother Revels-Bey, on the best-selling books of all time. And King Simon made that list, the top 100. He made that list. I think I saw one of your books too. I've got to go back and check. But please, he has been one of our sponsors. And also, definitely, if you are about the subconscious mind and some things that motivate us to do what we do, somewhat almost in the spirit of Reverend Ike, which he likes, this is the podcast to attend. All righty.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I want to thank everybody, and to Jazz Aphrodite. She has her please go to her Kickstarter as jazzaphrodite.com, jazzaphrodite.com, and make your contribution toward the publication of this book. So with that being said, you have the last word, my friend, before we wrap this close to the end of 2023 up.
Yes. Be kind to yourself, respect yourself, love others, and really help children ascend their consciousness so they don't get up in the old stuff that we got caught up in. Because there's so much stuff out there in the world today. So make sure they're out there reading about themselves, about their lives, how to improve themselves on all kind of levels, pick up their levels of self-esteem. That's very, very important.
Revels-Bey, thank you so much, buddy. You have a blessed new year. I'll see you next year.
Yes,
We'll talk about meditation, dreams. We'll talk about your 7th book. Okay.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm in the midst of it right now, making it happen. Working on it.
Promise me that when you do that, you'll let me know, so you'll be one of the first ones to put it on my show. All righty.
Yes, I will.
Thank you, everybody. I want to thank you very, very much for this. Season's greetings. Merry Christmas. Don't forget, Kwanzaa starts tomorrow, and it continues all the way to the first day of January, the first of the new year. So please honor and respect ourselves and whatnot. Please take care of yourselves. And I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart, and especially for the moderator that spent excessive time tonight. But y'all take care. See you Wednesday, the last show of 2023.